I'm headed to Whitstable, which is a lovely seaside town on the southeast coast of England. It's well known for its oysters, and from the images that I've seen, I know that they have colourful huts. The weather is holding up. It's looking a little bit sunny at the moment with a bit of cloud, but I'm excited to explore and just hang out and see what Whitstable's about. Once I arrived in Whitstable, I found a very convenient car park opposite the harbour itself, which made it really easy to park and enter the main harbour area, which looks like this. There are so many lovely and independent shops for you to explore and try some of the food. I found it lovely just walking around the harbour area, especially on a sunny and bright day like this. There are many food stores which specialise in seafood, like this one. So I've just arrived in Whitstable. The weather's so lovely today. It's like a combination of cloudy and sunny. I have eaten a little bit, but I'm excited to try the oysters. There's like fresh oysters everywhere. And there's loads of boats around, so I'm just going to walk around the pier and the harbour area and just check it out and explore. This is what Whitstable Bay looks like from the other side. I walked around and explored a little bit and headed over to Whitstable Bay and really just enjoyed the views that I had of this lovely yacht club. So I'm just walking around the harbour. I'm headed to kind of what looks like a pier, and I'm going to look at some of the really nice boats and just hang out near the sea for a little bit. People swimming behind me, and honestly it looks so much fun. I've not really bought anything to get into the water, but I can imagine it's quite cold despite kind of the hot weather. It's around 20 degrees, so yeah, the waves aren't too bad either, but they sound like they're having so much fun. Whilst in the video I did say it was a pier, there's not actually a pier in Whitstable. It was just this small area that juts out into the sea, and you can sit and just enjoy the view. I then headed over to Whitstable Beach, which heads on to West Beach, and walked along the coastline. I found the walk along the coastline very scenic. There are these lovely oyster shells all across the ground. There are these tractors which look really cool, and you find that as you walk around it's very scenic. You can look out onto the sea, and you also come across things like this landing area where they had lots of seagulls and a small bay where you could swim. The houses along the Whitstable coastline are so beautiful. The gardens are well maintained, and the houses are all funky colours and look really bright and very beachy. I found these lovely coastal and colourful huts in Whitstable, which I thought was so cool, and I was definitely looking forward to seeing these. So I walked around, kind of spent some time by the sea, checked out some of the huts. A lot of the local shops closed quite early, so I didn't get to go into some of them. I'm headed to find somewhere to eat, hopefully some oysters or some seafood, but I think I might check out the Whitstable Castle, which is nearby. It looked very good in the photo, so we'll see what it's about. Before heading to the castle, I found this super cute cafe on the way called the Bubble Cafe. The view in the cafe was so beautiful, and it made the perfect, refreshing pit stop. It's like a regular cafe, but I think they also offer wines and champagnes. So I've been walking around Whitstable. It's really lovely. There's loads of people swimming, and there's loads of places to grab some food, lots of local little shops, and then there's a super cute cafe called Bubble, and I'm headed towards Whitstable Castle soon. I've got iced coffee just to kind of refresh a little bit. It's a really hot day, so hopefully it's quite nice, and yeah, let's keep going. Whitstable Castle is a little bit further out and away from Whitstable Harbour. The coastal walk is lovely and it's on the opposite side of West Beach. I've made my way to Whitstable Castle. It's quite small, but there's a lovely garden to just walk around in. There is a big grey cloud in front of me, so I do think a storm's coming, but I'm gonna keep going and exploring kind of the local grounds of the castle. You can see it behind me. It's quite small in actual person. In photos it looks a lot bigger, but I really think it looks really pretty, and the garden here is actually really nice, so I'm going to keep walking around and seeing what gems I can find. The garden itself was really well maintained. It had a range of plants and there were definitely a lot of variety of plant species there. I tried to capture some of the detail on the castle from different angles and found some interesting gems within the garden itself. I believe that because the garden and the actual castle itself is used as venues, it wasn't really somewhere where people maybe would go and hang out, but more for people that are actually on the grounds for an event to enjoy and explore. I think this canopy is so lovely. I can imagine it's used for events like weddings or big birthdays, but for me, I just want to walk around and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. There's not a lot of people around, which is quite surprising. I think there is a storm brewing, but I can definitely spend some time and enjoy the beautiful flowers that have been planted, and it's really giving summer vibes. And I think it's a lovely location, and it's so close to the Whitstable harbour, which I've explored already, and the beach, so I think it makes for a perfect venue for those big moments in your life. There are these lovely pathways that go around the castle itself, which have a range of plants and different botanical species. As I headed around this pathway, I think I was headed towards the back of the castle where a lot of the guests and perhaps the people at the venue could actually sit away from the main event. After that, I wanted to end my day by enjoying a lovely meal, so I headed over to the Whitstable High Street to find somewhere to eat. I really do recommend booking somewhere in advance because it was so difficult to find a table for the evening. I ended up heading over to the Harbour Garden Cafe, which is on the main harbour itself. This was a great shout because it was very lively. They had lots of available tables and I got a view of this lovely sunset as I had my dinner. I've had a lovely day in Whitstable today. It's perfect for a day trip. I'm currently in a restaurant called the Harbour Garden, which is in the main harbour area in Whitstable. I've walked around, I've seen some of the colourful huts and the local houses, as well as the Whitstable Castle. I think this is the perfect day trip from London and I really recommend it. I've ordered the lobster roll and I'm really excited to eat it, and then after that I'm going to walk around a little bit more, continue exploring and then head back to London. So I finished my meal. I had a very tasty lobster roll and some triple cooked fries, which I loved. I'm really enjoying just hanging out in this cafe called the Harbour Garden. It faces off to the harbour and it's really relaxing. The sun's starting to set and the cafe is super lively but not too bad, where you're kind of sitting right next to people. And given that we didn't have a reservation and it's a Saturday, I'm glad we got a table. The food's really tasty and it tastes really fresh, so definitely give this a shout if you're nearby. Overall, Whitstable has been a great day trip, and I really recommend it if you're nearby, or if you have a day to spare over the weekend. There's lots to do and check out, and even if you don't end up doing any of the activities like seeing the castle or trying some of the restaurants or going on the boat trips, just exploring the town has been great. And it's got some lovely independent shops, it's got some lovely restaurants, so there's something for everyone to do and for everyone to check out. Definitely add this to your list and catch me next time for my next vlog. Thank you so much for watching another vlog on sunsets and spaces. If you like this, then don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along for more travel content.